Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Open your mind. Imagine you're inside Shakespeare's head. Watch the characters make their actions. Watch the story unfold before your eyes. Open your imagination. Believe you are there watching the play. A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. Summary. Theseus, the Duke of Athens, is preparing for his marriage to Hippolyta, Queen of the Amazons. A courtier seeks the Duke's intervention because he loves his daughter, Hermia. Will not agree to his choice of Demetrius as a husband. She's in love with Lysander. The Duke tells Hermia to obey her father, or either die or accept a life as a nun in Diana's temple. Lysander and Hermia plan to elope, and they tell Helena, who is in love with Demetrius, but he hates her and loves Hermia. The lovers run away from Athens, but get lost in the woods. They are followed by Demetrius and then by Helena, who has told him of their intentions. Oberon, king of the fairies, who lives in the woods, has quarreled with his queen, Titania, over an Indian boy she refuses to give him. Oberon overhears Helena and Demetrius arguing and sends his mischievous servant Puck to get a flower whose juice has the power to make people fall in love with, the first creature they see when the juice is placed on their eyelids while asleep. He instructs Puck to put some drops on Demetrius's eyes. Mistaking the Athenian he seeks, Puck puts the flower juice on the eyes of the sleeping Lysander, so that when he is woken by Helena, he immediately falls in love with her and rejects Hermia.
Some artisans are rehearsing a play about the tragic love story of Pyramus and Thisbe to present before Theseus on his wedding day. Bottom, the weaver, is to play the lover Pyramus, while Flute, the bellows mender, is to play Thisbe. The others play the parts of the moon, the wall, and the lion, and they are directed by Quince, the carpenter. Puck overhears their rehearsals in the wood, and he plays a trick on them by giving Bottom an ass's head, which frightens the others away. Bottom is lured towards the sleeping Titania, whom Oberon has treated with the flower juice. On waking, she falls in love with the ass and entertains him with her fairies, but when Bottom falls asleep beside her, Oberon restores Titania's sight and wakes her. She is appalled at the sight of what she has been in love with, and it's united with Oberon.
Puck removes the ass's head, and Bottom returns to Athens and rejoins his friend as they prepare to perform their play. Meanwhile, the lovers' arguments tire them out as they chase one another through the woods, and when Demetrius rests, Oberon puts magic juice on his eyes so that both he and Lysander pursue Helena until the four lovers fall asleep, exhausted. Puck puts juice on Lysander's eyes before the lovers are woken by Theseus and Hippolyta, and their dawn hunting party. Happily reunited to each other, Lysander and Hermia, Demetrius and with Helena, they agree to share the Duke's wedding day. The rustics perform the play of Pyramus and Thisbe before the wedding guests. As the three couples retire, Puck and the fairies return to bless the palace and its people.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. Character Analysis. Puck, Oberon's jester, a mischievous fairy who likes to pull pranks on the citizens. Oberon, he is the king of the fairies and married to Tatiana. Tatiana, she's the beautiful queen of fairies and is married to Oberon, and later fell in love with Nick Bottom. Lysander, a young man from Athens who is deeply in love with Hermia. Demetrius, another young man from Athens who is also in love with Hermia and at the same time in love with Helena. He wants to pursue his love for Hermia, but later throws his love for both of them. Hermia, the daughter of Aegaeus, and a young woman from Athens. She is deeply in love with Lysander and is a childhood friend of Helena. Helena, a girl from Athens who is in love with Demetrius. He and Hermia were made for each other. Suddenly, Demetrius met her friend Hermia. He fell in love with her and left Helena. Aegacius, Hermia's father, who is against his daughter. He has given Demetrius permission to marry his daughter, but she's in love with Lysander. Theseus, the Duke of Athens, engaged to Hippolyta, a very powerful man. Hippolyta, Queen of Amazon, who is engaged to Theseus. Nick Bottom, the overconfident fairy who is full of advice and self-confidence, but always commits mistakes. Shocked that Puck was transformed into an ass. A Midsummer Night's Dream, setting and plot overview. The story is taken place at Athens, Greece. It's very complex because it involves two sets of couples, Hermia and Lysander, and of course Helena and Demetrius. They are all confused lovers with complicated love life. Hermia was given the option by her father to choose her husband. He wished that she would choose Demetrius, but she wouldn't comply. Thinking of a solution, Hermia decides to elope with Lysander to Athens. They tell Hermia's friend Helena, who tells Demetrius their plan. They all go to the forest following one another. So basically, the play follows the sets of lovers in their adventure in the forest inhabited by fairies.